The people do. All right, so guess what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about maps. And we have been talking about oceans, right? What specifically about the ocean have we been learning about? Everybody? Dwayne? We've been learning about the oceans, right, in our reading?
Yep.
And our friend Jaron and his dad, Mr. Akai,
Yeah, I think
teacher?
Yeah.
Whatever. No details like that. Can you go put that away for me, please? Thanks. Yeah, go put it away. Thank you, Jordan. We're going to talk about the aquarium. So in our story that we've been reading, we've been going to the Great Blue Ocean Center. And the aquarium is a place that does have a map too. I think in the beginning, the first chapter, we saw the map to the aquarium. And on some maps, well, all maps, there are symbols on them that help us figure out what we need to know about certain places, right? So in this aquarium, if we were to go to the aquarium together and Dwayne wanted to learn about the sharks, Dwayne, where would we find the sharks? We could tell where the sharks would be because we would look at the images on the map. So here are the sharks. And guess what? The sharks are in the area called, what have we been learning about for the last 3 days? The part of the ocean with the living animals that look like plants. Alberto, I know you know. What is it? What part of the ocean were we learning about? It says it right here. Oh, now it works. It says it right here. Coral reef. The coral reef. So on any map that you see, there's usually a title. This one doesn't have one, but it should say aquarium. There's symbols on the maps that show us certain things that we need to know. Jordan, I need your attention, please. Put that away. All right. So there's also directions to find where you are. It says start here. So if we're looking at this map, we know we're right here and that we would have to what? We'd have to walk down and around to get to the coral reef. All right, so my next map is of the oceans, which we've been talking about, right? Do we remember? I think we've been learning about the Pacific Ocean a lot, but here is a key to our map. So it shows us all the oceans that are represented on the map. Here is the title of our map. Every map usually has a title. Excuse me. What's the title of this map, Jordan? What's the title of this map? It's right here. What does that say? Oceans. Excellent. Thank you very much. And our map also has a compass, which tells us the direction. So if we needed to go from, let's say, the Pacific Ocean all the way over to the Indian Ocean, what direction would we be going in? Would it be going north, east, south, or west? Can you see up here? What direction would we be traveling? Do we know what the E means? Yeah, thank you, Dwayne. Good job. East. So the compass on a map always tells us the directions that we're going in. So we have the title, the symbols, and the images on the map. Can you guys look at this map and tell me, what ocean is the squid in? Which ocean is the squid in, Alberto? Here's our friend the squid. Which ocean is he in? Do you know that word?
India.
Indian.
Indian.
Good job. All right, so we have, again, let's review. On a map, Jordan, Allison. Jordan. On a map, we have a title. We have labels and symbols. And we have a compass that tells us what direction we're going in. Can you give me an example of an image on this map? Well, what's an image? Do you know what the word means? Pictures? There's pictures on here. So what is a picture on the map? And what's that? A squid. A squid. So a picture or an image is on maps. There's a bunch. What do you think this image is of? Jordan, what's this image of?
A whale.
Yeah, a whale. Excellent. That is the name of the ocean, Pacific Ocean. And look, it's right by Australia. Do you remember in our story that we're reading? We've been reading about the coral reef near Australia.
And it's a boat.
There are boats. There are images of boats on here for sure. All right, so here's our last map. Our last map that we're going to look at. What is the name or title of this map, Dwayne? Can you read any of those words for me? Florida's and coastlines. It's a big word. Coastlines. So the title of our map, Allison? Florida's beaches and coastline. Do we remember what this is called? The thing that tells us what direction we're going in? Compass. Excellent, Dwayne. Thank you. And then we have different images on this map. Sometimes maps tell us different things. Doesn't necessarily always give us directions. Sometimes maps can tell us about certain things in the area. For instance, in the Florida Keys, this is Florida. What do you think that is? Do you recognize this from our reading? The book we've been reading for 3 days? Yeah, what do we call these? What have we been reading about, Allison? Oceans, and what in the oceans have we been reading about? I've said it like 3 times. Say coral reef. Say coral reef. Everybody say coral reef. Coral reef. Excellent. Good job. And the last thing we're going to look at right here is our map key. This will tell us what the images or symbols on the map mean. So we see this symbol right here. So that symbol means that this area has sandy beaches. And we saw this image down here, which is the coral reef. So we know on the map, when we see this symbol, that that area is coral reef. Okay? So now, I'm going to give you a worksheet. Everybody get a pencil out, please. We're going to look at our worksheet and match up the pictures of the things we learned about on our map to the words. Okay, we'll do this together. Parts of